I started to kind of look over something. And that's my bread and butter. I'm talking about the World Television Championship. Now, for week in and week out, and all the months since I've been champion, I went right on this TV, put my reputation on the line, defending against top names. Garvin, Wahoo McDaniels, Rhodes himself, Robert Gibson, Ricky Morton. I'm still the World Television Championship. You see the little misfortune we've had within the Horsemen. I'm talking about Tully Blanchard. The whole scheme of things, professional wrestling, any sporting event is based on one fact. It's called human error. If there wasn't human error, any sporting event would all be equal. If everybody was perfect, there would be no winners and no losers. But one brief little setback does not inflict on the Four Horsemen's regime, if you understand what I'm saying. But what it did to me, it did make me realize, snap me back to reality. So on any given night when two top professionals enter the ring, anybody's can get beat. So that kind of snapped me back to my bread and butter, the thing that qualified me to be one of the Four Horsemen. So Rhodes, Garvin, Wahoo McDaniels, Rock and Roll Express, Dick Murdoch, I don't care who you are, just remember one thing. I'm on my tiptoes. I know you're after me, so when we crawl in the ring, same storyline. One fall, 20 minutes, and there's not an individual on the face of this earth can beat me in 20 minutes. Let's make an example out of a couple of punks.
Ole and Arn Anderson, and now they're going.
Attack skills and vocabulary too. All the hits in the disc edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetarian like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Forgot to turn the volume on. Everybody, I am back. A little hard when you're the executive producer and you are the talent. Keith is in the building, riding solo again. I know I promised y'all Keisha, but time constraints, holidays, made some changes. So here we are in the middle of the night. It is going into Sunday morning, so it was a new week. So I am going to recap the week that was Thanksgiving, the week that we shared with our families and friends, and we're going to talk about some wrestling. We're going to go down the line. We'll cover everything that happened last week, starting from Saturday, and we'll work our way to Tuesday, a little bit of Wednesday, and talk about 4 days in Houston with the WWE. Keisha will be back the next episode for sure. Won't do it without her. Wish I had her tonight because, as y'all heard in the last episode, I got a little confused sometimes. But anyway, neither here nor there. We are here to talk some wrestling and have some fun. And without further ado, let's get to rocking and rolling. So NXT TakeOver, War Games, Houston. I thought it was an overall decent show. The War Games finish left a little bit to be desired, but we'll get to that a little later. Lars Sullivan defeated Kassius Ohno, which is to be expected. You know, the up-and-coming guy always wins, right? Probably match of the night. Young Aliester Black took on the Velveteen Dream. I said possibly, yeah, that's pretty much match of the night, man. Aliester Black, I think we all knew what he could do, and we all knew what to expect from him. And he took it to a higher level that night. But I guess the real breakout is Velveteen Dream. For those who are familiar with Velveteen, he was Patrick from the most recent Tough Enough that they had. He was a young man who was very passionate about wrestling. He was very knowledgeable about the history, something that people like because we think of this newer generation. We don't think of people who actually know the sport and actually know what's going on and actually know the history and know how it works. So shout out to Patrick. The guy can really go. He's only 22. So sky's the limit. They're going to have to tweak that gimmick a little bit. I've already seen posters floating around for a match for him and Goldust. As excited as I would be to see it, I don't know. Like sometimes it'd be a nice torch passage. It would be. But you'd have to build Goldust up and let Goldust be Goldust for a while. And maybe even sit him down at NXT for a while and let him pick up some wins and do it that way. But neither here nor there. The best part of the night, that was that match. We have a new women's champion in NXT, which a lot of people probably feel is long overdue. I included. One Ember Moon defeated Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, and Kaira Sane in the Fatal 4-Way. As you remember, Ember got injured with Asuka during their crazy match the last time they faced each other. So shouts out to Ember Moon. I think she'll represent NXT proudly and should have a good run as champion before she eventually also finds the main roster. We have a new NXT champion, Andrade Alams. Defeated Drew McIntyre. I actually thought he had no hope of defeating Drew. I thought we was building him up for just because we needed somebody to face him and we was running out of people on the roster. But no. This guy won. And hey, like I told you last week, I think Drew is the most boring NXT champion we've had in a long time. I think the guy's talented. I just think the way he won the belt, and he won it against a very popular dynamic champion. It's just the fact that once he won the belt, he won it, and there was nowhere for it to go. And there was nowhere for him to go. They attacked him after the night he won the belt, but they didn't really resolve the issue of the attack. The guys who attacked him, they got over. They got over huge. Hell, they're the main event. You know what I'm saying? They're the main event. So, it just, but you know, hey, maybe this is time for new moves and new things and people to do things different. So that happened. So, let's go to War Games. I know we were all excited about War Games, but when we got to the match beyond and how it ended, what can you do, right? And you gotta think about it like this: when they told us they weren't gonna have a top to the cage, we should have knew we was there for something a little different. That right there should have been our number one flag. Like, hey, this might not be the thing that we need. But yeah, man. That right there probably just wasn't the best look. But all in all, appreciate Takeover. So, as we do, as we leave Takeover, we'll take ourselves into Survivor Series. Survivor Series was pretty solid. It went as predicted. Although it had a lot of good matches. I thought the brand showed that they were capable of putting on a good show together. And we're going to go line by line. The Shield defeated the New Day as expected, yet very good match. The New Day held their own. They had a lot of moments where you actually questioned whether they were actually going to win it. But, the Shield prevailed in Shield fashion, and I thought it was a good opening match. Like, it was a good match to really set the tone and put the tip of the event and with the fans. So, kudos to them that way. Asuka. Shouts out to Asuka. So we go to the Women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. And it breaks down and people get eliminated. I don't like the Nia Jax elimination. I thought it was kind of a cheap way out. They had her counted out. And it's been done before. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what they did to her last year. Somehow they got her counted out. Like, she didn't get beat, and it just, I don't know. I think they could have got more mileage out of her and Tamina in that situation. But maybe that's something they'll save it up for down the line. But the way it worked out was you end up down to 2 people on 1. Asuka was left by herself. There was I think Becky Lynch and Natalya on the SmackDown women's team. And Asuka defeated 2 women by herself to be the sole survivor. I thought it was a good look for Asuka. And, she is on that calendar to hit towards being champ eventually at some point on Raw. Baron Corbin defeated The Miz in the mid-card championship match. Good job, Baron Corbin. That's all I can say. So now SmackDown is making a comeback. The Usos defeated The Bar in one of the better matches of the night. Like, it's definitely in the top 2 to 3 matches that took place that evening. The Usos are deserving of winning and being like the premier tag team in the WWE. I think winning that match says that makes you the number 1 tag team. So I think that would be a fair and earned thing by the Usos. Charlotte Flair defeats Alexa Bliss. And so SmackDown Women champion versus champion match. And that's to be expected. I mean, it's Charlotte, right? Who has had an amazing week getting the belt, keeping the belt, and then now, going into Survivor Series. So that was good for her. Match of the night probably would be this one, which would be Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles. It's a match that went the way I thought it would go. I mean, I kind of envisioned a world where Brock would win, AJ would give a good show. That being said, figured out that's how it would happen. Hey man, these guys were phenomenal. These guys put it all out there and put on a hell of a show. And for a minute, AJ hits that splash off the rope. You think, got him, but you don't. Like I said, great match. Good part of the show. The story of the evening is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. The men's. That was the main event. That match had a lot of shenanigans. It explained itself very well. Team Raw had a lot of internal tensions. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor had issues. Kurt Angle and Triple H's issues came to a head. Which, hey, always gotta remember, them dudes don't like each other for like 20 years back. So that happened. Right. So you got that going on. It was chaos, but they had the roster among men. They still had a very talented team. And SmackDown had their own issues because they had people from SmackDown attacking them, right? Make a short story long, short story long. Raw ended up with a 3-1 advantage with Shane stuck all by himself after Randy Orton got eliminated. KO had to went out, and all the stuff that happened with him. So, yeah. But with the 301, Kurt Angle ended up in the ring with Shane after different people took their time saying they wanted to be in there. Kurt had Shane ready to tap with the ankle lock. Then Triple H interrupted. Pedigree's Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle is out of his own match because he gets pinned by Shane McMahon because Triple H puts Shane on top of Kurt Angle. And we thinking we got this full-fledged turn on Team Raw by the brother-in-law of the guy from SmackDown. But no, that wasn't it. Triple H was a glory hound and wanted to win the match all by himself. That happened. So the survivors were Braun Strowman, Triple H. Triple H. Braun was confused the whole time. Braun like, what did we just do? What the hell is happening? And he got mad. And he kindly put his hands around Triple H's neck. Which, hey man, I like wrestling. And y'all can tell me it's fake or whatever. I know what real fear looked like. When Braun had his hand around Triple H's throat, that was real fear. Like, he wasn't thinking like, this guy doing good. He like, this is scary. But Braun Strowman, doing good. Pushed Triple H on the map. I'm sorry. He's already on the map. Braun gets on the map, put this way. And you might have the Braun as probably one of the biggest stars of the company right now. Like the man. Like that spot they've been trying to give the Roman Reigns. Organically. Like becoming Braun Strowman. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of hanging out, holding the mic. But it is time for our break. And we usually do our break. And then we go into the birthdays and the news. And we go from there. So, without further ado, we are going to do a little break. And we'll be back. This is halftime. Arena Time Pro Wrestling.
I guess that brings us to Mr. Jericho. You have the floor for 45 seconds.
It's obvious that I'm surrounded by neophytes in this ring, surrounded by neophytes in this entire arena. But all of you need to quiet down because the true best in the world at everything I do is about to enunciate. You want facts? Here's a fact. There isn't a human being who's been in more Elimination Chamber matches on this planet than me. There isn't a human being that's eliminated more superstars in the chamber than me. The last time I was in a chamber match, I walked out the world heavyweight champion. I mean, seriously, let's be honest here. My list of accomplishments in my career outweighs the list of accomplishments of you 5 wannabes incorporated completely. I am here. All 5 of you are here. And that brings me to you, Punk. Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. All right, Punk, you might as well give me that world title right now because your master has come to reclaim what is his. Do you understand what I am saying to you right now?
What's up, everybody? Back at it again. Keith is here. It is a birthday time. Birthdays were pretty light 2 days ago, which would have been Friday. Well, actually, yeah, because y'all gonna get this Sunday. So it would have been Friday. Beth Phoenix celebrated birthday. Beth Phoenix turned 37. Today, the legendary Ivory from WWE fame, from Glow fame, one of the few women who can say I wrestled at Glow and in the WWF, celebrates a birthday. Monday, tomorrow, it would be the birthday of the late great British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith. Davey Boy would have been 55 tomorrow. On Tuesday, Eric Rowan and Summer Rae share a birthday on Tuesday, the 28th. The 29th is crazy, man. Crazy about wrestler birthdays. The 29th and the 30th. Notable birthdays on the 29th. Listen to this lineup. JBL. Zeb Coulter, a.k.a. the Dirty Dutchman, Dutchman Tail, and Jerry the King Lawler are all celebrating birthdays on Wednesday, the 29th. We'll catch up with the rest next week during our birthday segment, just to kind of get y'all a rundown. But yeah, man, 29th. God shined on wrestling on that day, huh? Going with some more information in the news. Not a heavy news segment. The WWE has put out press that Hideo Itami will make his debut on 205 Live soon. Hideo Itami, a.k.a. Kenta. I think he worked out okay in NXT, but injuries and timing was just messed up. I think he'll be a nice fit on 205 Live. Will he like it? No. Guys who were considered like a regular career, they end up on 205 Live like Neville. I'm not sure what the next thing for him is. So, I'll let it be that. Because, like you said, perception. But yeah, I don't know how he is going to deal with that, or if he's going to like it a lot. But this is looking kind of last chancey. But I think Otami's big deal has been injuries. It hasn't been performance. But people get scared of that injury thing. When you get labeled with that, that's pretty bad. Word on the street, the WWE will not be playing a Women's Royal Rumble in the near future, which sounds very disappointing. Me and Keisha was talking about that Thursday, that the idea that they could have one, which would be awesome. But right now, they have confirmed they're not really trying to do that right now. This next story is one that I find funny and sad all at the same time. Maria Kanellis is having a baby, y'all. I'm very happy for this Maria. So that's going down. And apparently some fans ain't happy for her. And she's getting all kind of messages saying, hey, how could you do this? What the hell wrong with you? People telling her options and how to get rid of a baby. I mean, it's just, ugh. You people are morons, man. As a group and a body, y'all are some stupid people. Like, shoot. Can a lady just get... she's... I don't know. Like, they're like, how did this happen? Like, did your daddy sit down and talk to you when you was a kid? You do know where babies come from. You know what I'm saying? And if you're an adult and you understand that she's married to her husband and they travel and have fun, hey, man, whatever happened, happened. I'm not mad at anybody for being an adult. It's like enjoying their life. So, shouts out to Maria. It's a blessing. And these people are morons. That's pretty much where I just want to get that across. If you don't understand anything else, these people are morons. Up next, Raw. So, pretty much we're going to go down the line here. Stephanie opens up the show. Kurt Angle and Triple H have a little face-off. Jason Jordan shows up for no real reason. And then Braun shows up. Braun ain't done with Triple H, and Braun let Triple H know, like, look, man, without saying words. What's going on? But yeah. It's going down. They have their little rigmarole. It leads to a match between Jason Jordan and Braun Strowman. Samoa Joe defeats Finn Balor in singles action. I don't know what that means for Finn. Finn's been posting some tweets and messages that are funny. Hey, I think people might be reading a little too much into him. But I do wonder, like, him taking some quick losses back to back, what does that really mean? What Mr. Dean Ambrose defeated Sheamus in a one-on-one match. Titles went on the line. So, yeah, that happened. Paige made her return to the WWE, and that's huge. We thought it might have been a Survivor Series. We thought it might happen before Survivor Series, but it did not. It happened on Raw, which the Raw after is always full with surprises. It's good to see Paige. She's looking young and healthy and vibrant and ready to do what she got to do. I don't know. So, Paige makes her debut. She is not alone. She shows up with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville from NXT fame. And they are beating young ladies to death. Yep. Can't hear it. So, yeah. That happened. I think this division just got a shot in the arm like no other. Because look, you're bringing in a main event level competitor in that women's division who fans couldn't wait to see for a long time. So that's a new, fresh match. And then, plates and forks and stuff like that. Get in where you fit in. Braun Strowman defeated Jason Jordan via disqualification. That's because Kane showed up. And Kane assaulted Braun with a chair. And I think he hurt him for real. For real, like, I think he really, like, hit him in that throat. And it just might have jacked him up. But that's neither here nor there. Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, Katira Zawa, and Mustafa Ali defeated the Zo Train. Yes, there is a 4-man clique called the Zo Train. Drew Gulak, Davari, Tony Nese, Noam Dar. They are Enzo's crew. Yep, that happened. Sucks, but it happened. Yeah. So, yeah. Enzo got his own clique. We'll see how that works out. Roman Reigns defeats The Miz for the IC Championship. Earlier tonight, Roman was a guest on Miz TV. The Shield showed up. Miz started talking about people who didn't have belts, and Roman said, "Hey man, yours look shiny." But here we are. Roman Reigns, new IC champion. Roman is now Grand Slam champion, which I think is awesome. There's not really a lot of Grand Slam champions. Well, yeah, it's serious. But Roman drove that list now. So, yeah, that's how Raw went off the air. And that's where we're going with it. SmackDown. Daniel Bryan has to step in because Shane is about to fire KO and Sami Zayn, which they would do nothing but come to Raw. But get it. But yeah. So Daniel stops Shane from firing KO. Shelton Benjamin defeats Jey Uso, one half of the tag team champions. So don't expect that feud to go anywhere between him and Alpha. So that has been done. and we are good to rock. The Bludgeon Brothers make their debut. One of those things that, like, man, who could have used y'all last night? But they defeated the Hype Bros, who I think have always been on their last leg. But, sorry, lost track. Jinder Mahal sets up AJ Styles. Doesn't always work out. Similar to Raw, SmackDown had a debut. Ruby Riott, her, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan debuted on SmackDown and beat up a lot of women backstage. So, but yeah, going down. Raw got a shot in the arm of the women's division? Why not SmackDown, right? So that happened. KO and Sami Zayn defeat the New Day in a lumberjack match because the lumberjack match goes haywire and people are all over the place. We'll see how this goes forward with Daniel making matches for KO and Sami. Trying to free things up or whatever, stuff happens. But yeah, that was it for SmackDown. I mean, that's pretty much it for the week. I think both Raw and SmackDown got a nice shot of arm with the women's division. And the WWE should consider doing that Royal Rumble. But other than that, that's about all I got, man. Not a lot going on. We'll shut it down early. We just need to get some stuff out, let y'all know we weren't dead. We'll be back next week. And we will talk. Well, here's one thing I want to address. WWE produced Starrcade tonight in Greensboro. It did not air it on the WWE Network, which I think is a travesty. One thing they've done since Dusty's died, they've not been shy about stealing his, taking his ideas and using them. And they can because they own the rights to the catalog. I wish they would have did a little bit more when he was alive and got his opinion, understood what was going on. That's all. Not really. So, but yeah, they're doing Starrcade in Greensboro. They had some few nostalgia moments. I posted a video of Arn Anderson dropping the spine buster on Dolph Ziggler, but I still don't. You know what I mean? But with that being said, I'm getting tired and I'm getting old. We'll be back next week with a newer show, and we'll talk more about what's going on in wrestling. With that being said, peace.